Live from a galaxy you've never heard of, it's Malignant Bear, featuring me, JD Grospitz. Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're, unsurprisingly, continuing with Starfield. I played this game quite a bit over the weekend, a disgusting amount, perhaps. I want to like this game a lot more than I do. It has a lot of issues. This game has a lot of issues, and not just the obvious optimization problems. That can and will be fixed. There's not even too many bugs in this. I haven't run into too many major ones. The biggest and most glaring issues with this game is the interface, first and foremost. It's horrendous. It's terrible. I think it might be the worst UI I've ever seen in a game. It is actively fighting you at every opportunity, and so much of the content, in quotes, in this game is tied to that UI, and you will be dealing with it constantly. And the other issue is said content. This game is the above ground pool of RPGs and of space sims, and especially if you consider it's an above ground pool that you don't have any toys in. It's just a straight up above ground pool. It's literally lacking depth. You can make your own fun in it, absolutely, and you will probably enjoy it, and some people will be totally fine with that. But it flounders when it comes to in-depth RPG mechanics, and definitely in-depth space sim mechanics. And I'll accept that it was not supposed to be a space sim. It's not supposed to be No Man's Sky or Elite Dangerous or anything like that. But it tries to be at some points, and it just fails, and it's very odd. I think the 7s that this game got were very justified. I would possibly go even a 5 or a 6. Bumping up if they fix the UI and some of the optimization issues. There's fun to be had here, but it's a struggle at times. So we're gonna jump in though. I'm about 30 hours into the game at this point. So this is not just, oh, JD, you haven't played long enough. You don't know what you're talking about. You have to get into it. It really opens up in a big way. All the people who are like, oh, if you just play a little bit more, it opens up. It really opens up. No, it doesn't. Literally every feature in this game, with the exception of outpost building and ship building, you can see on what is it, Crete, Carrot, whatever it is, whatever that first little planet is where you fight the pirates. Oddly enough, the whole point of the tutorial is that it gives you every mechanic in the game. When people say this opens up, it means that you can go and see all of the procedurally generated content, which is incredibly lackluster. And we'll talk about that. I do want to talk about some of the cool things that this game does do. But even within those, some of the issues that those cool things have, like ship building. So we're here in our ship, and we're going to turn off the model because, as we can see, it turns into a slideshow playing this game, which is really weird. So we're here in our ship. We got a new ship. I've gotten several ships, in fact. I sold most of them because they sucked. But we kept this one. So one of the perks I have, my character has, is that my parents are alive and I have a good relationship with them. So at one point I went back to the lodge to turn in a quest, and I had a note waiting from my dad, and he said he really had to talk to me urgently. So I went and talked to him, and it turns out he had won a very nice spaceship in a poker game and gave it to me. This ship is worth quite a lot of credits, and I made it be worth even more. So we're inside the ship now, and then I'll go to the outside later on. It's about the same size as the Frontier, but it has some extra features and things. So going from the cockpit, here's where you come in at. We have a bathroom, which is pretty nice. Our previous ship had one, but it wasn't as big as this. We even have a shower, which is pretty cool. I've noticed a lot of bathrooms in this game don't have showers, which is really weird. Just nobody gets dirty in space. Oh, we have a coffee maker, actually a full-blown espresso maker, which is, espresso, which is pretty nice. Here is apparently my bedroom. I assume that's my art, because I don't have any kids. I have a little desk here. I have, what is that? A wine cooler? Something? Storage box? I don't know. Have some artwork here. And then there's this room. When I got the ship, this room had a bunch of stuff in it. And one of the big failings of the shipbuilding system is that you don't get to control anything about the interiors of your ships. They're just prefab, but if you change anything, it'll change the interior. So when I added these windows, it removed all of the stuff that was in this room that made it, you know, actually interesting and neat. And so now it's just empty, and there's no way to add things to it. This is just how it is. I tried just dropping stuff out of my inventory and putting it here, and kind of setting it up so it would look a little better. And then the first time I took off, it disappeared. So can't really do that. And then here's the back half of the ship. This is the docking module. So if we were to dock with the space station,
new today, shall we?
Got Barrett back. Dealt with that. But yeah, this is where we would dock. This is where the crew stays. Sarah. We're attempting to romance her. Here's the back of the ship as well. So not a whole lot going on here. Even with the crew system, there seems to be like kind of like an internal like reputation system with your crew members, and it goes up as you do things with them and all that. At one point, Sarah and I were fighting pirates. We were in the middle of a gun battle, and killing one of the pirates apparently triggered up her her reputation system. So she stopped in the middle of the fight and said, "We need to talk. I have something to tell you." And so we had a nice conversation. And at the end of it, I had a flirt option, and she gave me the, she got kind of flustered, was like, "Oh, we'll talk about this later." And so then the conversation ended, and we went right back to killing pirates. It was the most awkward thing ever. Classic
Hell of a
Bethesda.
city, isn't it? There's nowhere else like it in the galaxy.
Nope, there she is. Okay.
Good day, Captain.
So on our ship, even though we can only have 2 crew members, as far as I can tell, your companion does and doesn't count towards them. Or maybe Vasco doesn't, I can't tell. But I have 3 people on my ship. Not that Vasco really counts, because I think he just lives in the bridge, or in the
Greetings, Captain.
this part. But here's our ship. Again, it looks kind of similar to the Frontier. A few more bells and whistles. So I learned some of the new some other mechanics. And the big one is
Sure, have at it.
ship manufacturing. So here's our ship. The Wonderwell, and here's the Frontier. Haven't done much with it. It's okay. But here's the Wonderwell. It's not a ton better, but it's better enough that it matters, I think. Although it's significantly heavier. But it's a lot stronger. Put 3 missile batteries on it, because why the hell not? For some reason, there's this system where I can go through and I can look at the ship systems in this menu, but I can't do anything with them. Instead, I can go through the upgrade ship thing and go through piece by piece, which kind of works, but not very well. Or you do the ship builder, which is the way better thing, even for upgrading, because you can go in piece by piece and see what stuff you have. Except the controls for this are terrible. And like, let's say I want to go through these lists. Okay, so I could go over and let's say I want to add one of these things to my ship. Okay, so I got to go through and then. All right, so I need the mouse wheel to scroll to see the ship a little better, but it also scrolls through this left and right. Scrolls through the variants here, but also some other things. There's a lot of buttons that are double and triple mapped, not just in here, but in several other UI elements as well, and they're infuriating to work with. Some of these things give me more crew. That could be good. To actually add things to the ship, let's Like, let's say I have some empty gun slots there. Let's go through. So I need to find weapons. So I want to add another cannon. Okay. So if I want to add it to a specific spot on the ship, I have to go up or down with the entire camera, but only while I have the thing selected. If I do it any other time, it doesn't really matter. Because even though my mouse can go anywhere, this cannot. But now it can. You can delete items. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes if you delete an item, it will delete things attached to it. Sometimes the things that it deletes attached to it will delete other things attached to them as well. I one time deleted half of my ship. It'll tell you if you have errors on attached weapons. You can change the bindings, which is kind of interesting. I'm glad it lets you do that a little bit. We'll delete that, though we don't actually need it. But yeah, there's a lot of options with the shipbuilding, and I think it's kind of neat. Damn it.
Sure, have at it.
I didn't realize I had back down, because of course it's all the same button. You can potentially just build your own ship, which I think is pretty cool, but you still have to start with one. You can't just go into this as a blank slate, which is infuriating. You have to select one of your existing ships, and then you can start just adding crap in, and potentially, again, build your own from that, and then just delete everything you have. But there doesn't seem to be a way to just do a fresh start. There's a decent amount of options here, though. There's more options if you go to specific shipyards and specific planets, which I think is pretty cool. And there's even more options if you get the dedicated shipbuilding skill, which I like but also hate. A lot of the kind of jank and tedium in this game is fixed with the skill system, which kind of sucks. So you're encouraged to keep going and put skills in, or put your skill points into things that make the game less awkward, as opposed to skills that potentially make the game just more fun. So here's our skill system. Again, we saw this before. Haven't changed too much. Or, I guess I have. I've gotten significantly more levels. But over here, we haven't done much. Or over here, I've hardly run into any persuasion things, because you really don't need it. Combat skills are completely worthless, because the combat in this game is just incredibly easy. I regret putting these 2 points in this, and there's no way to get them back either. I don't need to do 20% more damage, because every fight in this game is just a joke. Pretty much every point you get should be in science or tech, though. Just everything you do is tied to these skills. Like, I thought ship combat was terrible, and it still isn't great, but then I got piloting and targeting control, and now it's amazing. I can actually do things. Who would have thought? I'm working on maxing out security. I've noticed that this doesn't always count when I pick locks, like it's supposed to. Some of these other ones, some of the skills in general, like even this one where it was like, kill 50 guys with a gun. I killed several hundred before this actually counted and got to the next rank. And some of these other ones, this wasn't super useful. I wish I just put all my points into this. This should just be by default, having the longer scanner. And then some other things, I can scan planets a little bit better. I needed this to actually upgrade any of my gear. And here's the stuff for working on our outpost. So we have some neat stuff there. Remade our character. I purposely swapped genders to see if anybody would acknowledge it or anything. Nobody does, even my parents. Which is kind of wild. But it lets you do that. The character creator in this game is fairly in-depth. It has some issues, but you can do some neat stuff with it. So let's look at our gear. So this game has a gear system kind of like Fallout 76 rather, where there's common, rare, epic, and then legendary items. And legendary items have modifiers, which means that you are never ever going to use regular gear. You're probably hardly ever going to use rare gear either. because you're only going to be looking for legendaries that have modifiers that are actually worthwhile, and then you're going to upgrade those, because you cannot just change. Like, I can't make a scope for an Equinox and just toss it on another one. It's only good for that one gun. So you're never going to waste materials upgrading guns that are less than perfect, or less than really good at least. So some of these are a little silly though. Other ones not so much, but this one, the titanium cutlass that weighs 0.07. So my helmets, I consume less oxygen, which is like essential. My boost pack, I have more oxygen, resources way less, and it has a power boost pack in it, which is neat. It's my spacesuit. If I don't move while sneaking, I turn invisible, and I auto heal. I will probably never replace some of these. It's my jumpsuit. I kept the same hairstyle. That was about it. Grenades, tons of ammo, aid, some notes, all sorts of weird stuff. I went to London. I found London. Got a snow globe of the London Eye. That was sad. Earth is depressing. Alright, let's actually sell these guns we have. 'Cause okay, yeah, they have enough money. Maybe. Keep that. We gotta keep that on us at all times. What do I not need? Drugs. I don't need drugs. Oh, that seems pretty useful. Okay. Hang on to that. Some texture pop in, for sure, which is a little weird. Alright, so everybody's favorite. We gotta mess with the UI. So I did see that it is proven that you can get in your ship and fly to another planet. It just takes a really long time, but then once you get there, you can't land or anything. You still have to go back into this menu or scan and target a point of interest on the map. So you still have to do any of the space stuff through menus, which is infuriating because this game is supposed to be kind of immersive. I mean, it's not a full immersive space sim like No Man's Sky is or something, but Bethesda games always try to be immersive, and it's doing everything through awkward menus isn't immersive. It just isn't. It takes you out of it completely. Who's here? Is there a... Oh, people live here. Okay. I've been to a decent amount of systems now at this point, or can go to other systems. So obviously we can go back home to Earth and see that there's nothing there anymore. We're going to go over here, though, to Olympus. I thought this was an interesting system because it's pretty compact. It's very close to everything else. Like, it's really easy to get here and see things. And it has a little bit of everything resource-wise. Like, everything you would possibly need is here. So this is where we built our base. Our first one, at least. So we can have tons of them. Let's go here to our outpost. For some reason, I have multiple landing areas here. I don't know why.
I picked up something you might be interested in.
Okay. What?
Something you need?
What?
Yeah, take a look at this.
Okay.
So long.
So one of the cool things about this planet is pretty much all the life on it is friendly. The atmosphere is totally fine and breathable. There's water. There's all sorts of other resources. For some reason, when you spawn in, though, I put this here. I wonder if I can change this, actually. Oh, I can. Okay. Oh, and it doesn't change. Okay, good. So I purposely put... Whenever you start in... Are those mine? I don't remember putting those there. That's weird. Anyway, whenever you put down this thing initially, that determines the borders of your outpost. And I wanted this on top of this mountain so I would get as much space as possible. But now that we've done that, we don't need it there anymore. Can move it. Put it, let's see. Somewhere that's like kind of close to everything here, I think. It's ideal. So in placing things, you can do it in first person or this third person, which they have their pros and cons. And you can rotate things, but there's no grid. So we'll, I don't know, where do I want this at? I can't raise or lower it, it just kind of does what it does. So I guess we'll just put it there, that's fine. So this is the modify mode where I can move things around. And you can sometimes modify some of the prefab things that you've placed. Not all of them though, and you don't get a ton of options. Like, my options for windows on this are not very good. That moved too, that wasn't there. It was supposed to be there. Don't think I didn't notice that. Then maybe these were mine, and they just... No. Those are somebody else's. I don't... What? Whatever. Those were not there before. To zoom in or out is... It's not the mouse wheel, because that would have made sense. It's dragging the mouse forward and back. I don't understand. I've never seen a system like that. It's very odd. Okay, so we've got that placed a little bit better, so now we'll spawn in on that. Ship loads in there, which is good. We can build a bigger one later, once we've unlocked that, because we need the skill to do that. Let's see what else we can build here. I don't have a lot of resources on me. I specifically need tons of aluminium. That's like the big thing I need for everything. And copper. I'm like all out of copper and fiber as well. So you go through these menus with the mouse wheel instead, which is I guess why this doesn't work. I feel like you could have just... But you can also go through them with the arrow keys. You have variants of things, which is kind of neat. So there's like, you know, like choose what picture or poster I want. So you can customize stuff in here, just not in your ship. Oh, I can get the big dartboard going. I have like next to nothing in here though, so... Because again, it takes a ton of resources and I don't have them. So we'll escape out of that. So here's our adoring fan. He has to join our crew, so we sent him here. Some of the wildlife. Totally fine. We're missing one fauna on the planet. I have explored this entire planet. Every single biome is marked as being 100% on my map. And I haven't found it. So I don't know what it is. See, here's our adoring fan.
This is so cool.
He's very happy to be here. Here's our robot. sanitation bot. I think everybody's stuck up here. Yeah. So we got Heller and Lynn, the two NPCs from the beginning that had names and didn't die. Now they're our buddies.
Yeah, what's up? Okay, see you later.
So they work here now. They don't have anything to do. I guess they can collect water. Let's go look at our base. We've done so much with it. Sarah teleports sometimes, that's good. She fixed the doors, they're just permanently open now, good. I don't think they're supposed to be. They might be bugged. So I wanted on top of this mountain, so I could have the view. Oh, I need more beds now that there's 3 of them here. They can't do with just bunk beds. There's a sleeping bag, they'll be fine. Okay. See, I wanted this view, but the windows are dirty and there's no way to clean them. It's a pretty nice planet, though. I like this one. We have space to expand if we want to. I gave them a water cooler. There's no food or anything, though. I'm sure they'll be fine. Lynn was here. I don't know where she went. Maybe I have to unassign and reassign people? Which is done through the ship menu, because of course it is. Okay, I can't unassign the robot. Okay, Adoring Fan can go there. Sort of. What is it? Heller, I want here. Lynn, I want here, and... Okay, yeah, that's good. So I got Sam and his daughter. They are a package deal. You get one, you have the other. Sam is fine. It's kind of weird having him and his daughter, though, because there's been times when I've gotten in, dogfights in space, and his daughter's like, "Hey, Dad, I wrote a new poem last night. Do you want to hear it?" It's like, Cora, we're dying. We're literally dying right now. Can you not? And there's no way to turn that off, so it's a little weird. It's my jetpack. It's me a little higher than normal, which is nice. Took some fall damage. No snarky remark though from Sarah. Usually she yells at me when I take fall damage. Damn it. No. What I wanted... So one of the things I figured out is that the game is apparently meant to be played with just your scanner up 24/7. Because that's how you see and interact with a lot of things in the world. Including, random crap when you're trying to loot and clear out an area. It seems like it's just meant for that. Which would be fine, except you can't interact with a lot of things when you have the scanner out. I don't quite understand that. You can have your cutter, but even if I hit any of the hotkeys for my guns while I have the scanner out, nothing changes. The scanner is, though, the fastest way to get to the completely worthless local map. Which is good. Some other stuff up here that we can explore. Let's go down here. Check out the farm. There's a big farm down here. I suspect that what it is either there's something that's bugged out, or it's at 99.9 repeating percent, and I just have to rescan everything on the planet to try to find it. Alright, let's go over here though. Let's check out this farm. There's no easy way to add map markers. Like, if you could do that within the scanner, it would be really cool. But you can't. You have to go into the map and then add them manually and things. Which seems kind of counterintuitive. So I was at this farm before and I cleared it out before, actually. I don't know why it's showing as not that now. Unless did people move back in? Check it out. I think last time I was here it was Spacers were here.
You are lost. Leave now.
Oh, now it's Varun Zealots, okay.
I'm going to see you.
Ooh, they have a robot dog again, though. When you go invisible, then you can't see your targeting reticle, which is so wonderful.
Stay down.
The game desperately needs some kind of accessibility options for little things like that. Also for the scanner, things that you haven't interacted with yet are like a light blue, and things you have are green. Because thank God there's nobody on the planet that's blue-green colorblind and has issues with precisely those
Set
colors.
aside anything useful and just leave the rest.
There's also no way to mark enemies, which is kind of annoying. I wish you could. Wow. It was immune to that explosion. That's impressive. Sarah's got this in hand. I gave her a legendary rifle that does bajillions of damage. I've seen her one-shot terramorphs with it. Which are this game's death claws, basically. So yeah, she'll be fine. Another thing I need is adhesive. But tape does not count as adhesive. Other things are adhesive instead. Sarah gets very angry for someone who is apparently like a pacifist and focused on exploration. She gets mad at you if you take like aggressive routes through quests, but then when you're out exploring, if something so much as breathes a little differently near you, she's gonna kill it. It's really funny. She has wiped out entire planets worth of things just because she wanted to. Surely there's adhesive here in this lab. See, we can use the scanner to look for stuff, but we can't open doors with the scanner out. What are you fighting, Sarah? What's going on over here? Our ship's floating. That's good. I've noticed the longer I've been in the game, like the longer I've been playing it, the more kind of little bits of jank there is. Nothing's completely broken. I haven't had any crashes since the first night. But there's more and more little things the more hours in the game you get of like people floating or, you know, phasing through walls, stuff disappearing on you. Nothing game breaking yet, but it's gonna happen. We steal this mannequin? We need one, actually. Oh. It's very creepy looking because it has like the ring around the neck. I think that's everything here then. Oh, never mind.
What are you
Sometimes that happens, because my gun can do that. Just knocks people out, which is pretty neat.
There's some seriously high-tech equipment at this laboratory.
So did this... Did this reset completely so it has new loot in it? If that's the case, it gets into another issue this game has. This game has a ton of content, provided you're fine with procedurally generated, copy-pasted stuff. And I've noticed it's especially bad because every environment in this game, every potential point of interest, only has one or two variations. So every time you find abandoned farm on your map, like we're in right now, every time you find abandoned farm, it is going to look like this. It might be a little different if you're on a different planet biome tile set. So like if you find abandoned farm in Savannah, for example, as opposed to...
Don't leave any of that behind.
Spacesuit, that's pretty good. So if you find this in the Savannah, it'll look a little bit different. But for the most part, it's going to have this exact same layout every single time you see it. And by layout, I
Things in
mean...
this laboratory aren't exactly bulletproof, so take it easy in here, okay?
I mean everything in the layout. All the clutter, all the random crap, everything is going to be exactly the same every time you find abandoned farm. The only difference is going to be the loot in any treasure chests or storage containers.
Extensive irrigation system. This
poncho.
is one of the largest I've ever seen.
Yeah. So yeah, like this stuff will always be the same. I could find another abandoned farm on another planet, and I could find this locker that is above this thing of water, and it's always going to have a foam cup, chunks wine, nothing in that one, and then that piece of clothing in it. Every single time. So the only thing that'll change is the potential enemies or NPCs that are at it, and the loot in any containers that are lootable, like the green containers. That is it. So every time you find this, it's going to look the same. Every time you find abandoned research tower, it's going to be the same. Every single time. I have already done 4 or 5 abandoned research towers, and so I have the layout of them figured out and can just plow through them in a matter of like a minute or two. It's really lazy. Just absolutely horrendously lazy game design. I understand that they wanted there to be infinite content, so you know, oh, I can pick another landing spot on this planet, and then the points, I'm going to get different points of interest. But the tile set in those points is always the same. So if you want just content, just raw content, yes, you're going to get it, because you can potentially clear out abandoned farm many, many times. But it's going to be the same abandoned farm every single time. If you want quality and variety in your content, true variety, you will not get it in this game. Lockpicking, oh boy. Ooh, a master one. Okay. I think this one is going to have to be that, right? I have one that's 2 and 2, I do not. So another 1 there. This one is another 2, and then another 1. Figured this out pretty quick. Although I've had this bug out on me as well. I have had locks that were impossible to do. There wasn't a solution because they had bugged and hadn't. Like, it just wasn't completable. There was no way that you could have done it.
Easy money.
She's totally fine with me doing crimes like this, unless I do actual crimes, and then she's not cool with it at all. Hazmat suits. Trucker cap. Credit sticks. What do we have here? Some crappy gear, alright. Cosmetics, I need those. For some insane reason, you can't like salvage things like you could in Fallout 4 and 76. Like, I can't pick up this pot and then turn it into ceramics or something.
Oh, this is nice. Very neat and tidy. Reminds me of
What?
some of the greenhouses back on Jemison.
So there's a lot of just clutter in the game that is just clutter. You can't do anything with it. You never will be able to. Unless you want to place it down manually, which you can do, but there's a non-zero chance that it'll disappear, especially if it's in your ship. Alright, but what else? Oops. No reaction at all. The distances required to get to things. This is the part that's totally random. It's just like the overworld. It's incredibly barren and empty. There's not much in it to see, especially once you've already scanned everything. You can occasionally find little stuff like this where it's like, oh yeah, there's, you know, some storage crates out there. But for the most part, this is just empty ground between the copy-pasted points of interest. It's like I could go over to that structure. And it's gonna take me a while to get there. I mean, maybe not too long, now that I have some upgrades to my oxygen levels so I can sprint longer. But yeah, this as exploration is not very good or well done, especially coming from Bethesda's previous games, where yes, there is wide open spaces where there's not a whole lot going on in them, but those are interspersed between well-crafted, unique locations. I mean, obviously there's some, you know, there's plenty of copy-pasting within them in terms of like, yeah, you've seen this hallway before, you know, most Draugr caves have a similar layout, blah, blah, blah. But this is vast expanses of literally nothing in between stuff that I can see everywhere, like other places. Trying to find the thing that I need to scan to get 100%. It's pissing me off because this is my home planet now. There is some cool biomes and tile sets No doubt about that. Like, coming down for the first time and seeing this was neat. I've seen it on other planets now, though, too. You know, the first time you find the ice planet, that's awesome. Less so the 6th time, when you know you're always going to be finding, you know, cave as the point of interest, or, you know, ice crystals as the planetary feature. So again, tons of content if you are willing to accept that you're going to see the same stuff over and over and over again. It's the Minecraft issue, but with even less variation in it, because Minecraft lets it procedurally generate literally. Whereas this, I'm going to find this same pipeline thing other places. Oh, you're alive.
Oh God, can you help me?
Radiant quests, oh boy.
We
Nope.
got attacked by some. There's too many.
Nope.
You seem like
Nope. There's lots of these Radiant quests where people that have no names will tell you, hey, can you help me do something? And even those are predetermined. There's only a couple of them in the game, and they're pretty common in terms of what you get. Like, if you're at a settlement, it's going to be, hey, can you kill some guys nearby or do some scientific research nearby? Or if you find one like this, it's like every time I find the pipeline substation, it's going to look like this, but what random event is in it is going to be a little different. So sometimes this could be manned by mercenaries I have to kill, sometimes this could be civilians here working, and sometimes you'll get this one where it's like some dead bodies and one alive guy, and he's going to want me to go to his ship, which is probably... It's usually several thousand meters away. We'll be nice and we'll kill those things so he doesn't die. Then we're going to abandon him to die. Alright, but we've... Get back to the ship. Yes.
After you, Captain.
I found that if you save the game while you're in that, it'll let you. And then if you reload it, you can't do anything. It's just broken, which is cool. So obviously I can fast travel from anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Oops, why did I do that? That was not the button I wanted to push.
Hello.
What's up, Vasco? For a second I thought the ship was moving. Maybe it was. Curious if... Are they down there now? Did they figure it out? Okay, yeah, there's a Doring fan. He's down there now. Is Robot safe? Did he make it? Yeah, he's in there. Okay, good. Sanitation minibot is very important.
Good to see you.
There's Lynn. Still hasn't washed her face. I guess I didn't make it easy for her. There's no bathroom here. I can fast travel from this thing, which is cool. The stuff you put down in your base, some of it doesn't, or some of it can do other things, but it doesn't tell you until you like put it down and actually see it then. Let's pick another... I guess there's not much to see there. Let's go over here. So if I want to travel to a new planet from that menu, It keeps resetting my power settings here.
Saturday's budget tours. I have requests from people on the ship. I'm
Got a random event.
surprised you written. Can I ask the first question? I'm still talking with the captain. Cindy will organize. Are you sure you're up for this?
Okay, yeah, this is happy to answer questions.
Oh, helpful. All right. Who's up? First question. Is being a ship captain non-stop thrills and excitement like living in that movie Return of the Interceptor?
It's true. There's danger. It's not as glamorous, though.
Oh, I was kind of hoping there would be thrills all over the place. I am sure the captain is really busy and may not have time for all your questions. If you can afford your very own ship, you must be super well off. You single? Oh, dear Lord.
Maintaining a ship is pricey. I get by.
Articulate and wealthy. Intriguing. Last question. Space is a lawless mess. If you could make the damn politicians fix one thing about it, what'd it be?
Problem is a lot of space is unaligned.
You want more government interference? Yeah, that seems like such a good idea. Thank you, Captain, for the, welcome break. I got a question. Is it true captains have someone in every port?
It's true.
You know, a special someone? For l'amour? Or You don't have to answer that.
Yes. What an interesting
Ooh.
question. Go on, tell us, Captain.
Space travel's just like the romance novels, except juicier.
I knew it. I knew it. That's all. Everyone settle back in your seats. Cut the intercom? You have the patience of a saint. This tour group is very energetic. Here's some credits for giving them such an authentic experience. This is your captain speaking. We're
Wow.
about to head
That's a lot of money
to
for that.
our
Okay.
destination. Remember, we'll be in Neon in 5 days, so don't spend all your money yet. Astral Lounge, here I come! Dear Lord.
Alright, so sometimes you can get random events like that, which is neat. Oh, that's right, I changed the buttons. Missiles are my first one now. I have an assload of missiles on this thing now. There's 3 missile batteries, and I have slots for 4 more, potentially, at least. My shields are pretty bugged out, though. That's good. I don't know what they're doing there. I assume they're fine. But yeah, sometimes you can get events like that, and those are clever and fun. They did a good job with that kind of stuff. You can see some of like the classic kind of Bethesda charm and fun with those. But then you have things like this where it's like, oh hey, I wanted to get to this planet. I've never been here before, so I want to scan it. How do I scan it? Well, of course, I have to go into the planet map and hit scan from here. Which just gives me another picture of the planet that I'm looking at already anyways. And then let's say I want to scan these moons around it. Maybe they have some cool stuff on them. I have to then travel to them individually. I haven't been here yet either. It's the planet where we have our base at. Let's go to the deserted biotics lab. So I can fast travel to individual locations. Like if there's points of interest on a planet, you can do that and skip some of the tedium.
Landing gear is ready. Site is clear.
But it's weird. It's not handled well.
Oh, this world's seen better days. I wonder if it's always looked like this.
Alright. So... First thing you do when you...
Looks like a pretty standard industrial facility. I presume there's a reason that you brought us here?
She's always sassy about us having adventures. Just trying to have some fun, Sarah. What do you have against fun, huh? Huh? Alright. Let's murder everything that's in here. At the deserted biotics lab. Ooh, there's like no gravity here. Ruby. I think this thing does have my most ammo. Okay, so we'll stick with it for now. Planets with low gravity are the best. They're the most fun. Okay, that was Sarah. That's good. It's like, who's chasing us? Yeah, she has an auto laser rifle that does... What is it? If she scores a hit on someone's... Or no, it's auto with a shotgun blast, so every pull of the trigger is just like a burst. And if she hits anyone's limbs, then her next attack does 50% more damage. So she's constantly just throwing out hundreds of rounds, and all of them are buffed because she's guaranteed to hit someone's limbs. It's horrendously inaccurate, that's why I'm not using it. But it doesn't matter for her because she doesn't have to worry about ammo. Your companions, even as long as you give them a single bullet, they have infinite ammo of that type then. There she is. Whoa, hey. Where'd you come from?
Show me what you've got.
Nothing good.
Switching to a new target.
Because I already have lots of decent legendary gear, looting has gotten very fast. And I just ignore more and more things now. Because I don't need anything, really. Obviously, you can open locks in combat, which is always what you want to do. That might not have been the right way. Let's do this. Or is that? Okay. Very boring office. War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds, oh my god. They really dropped the ball on books in this game. There's full-on novels in previous Bethesda games, and in this, they just got a bunch of stuff from public domain, and then just put like the first page in, if even that. I think food in this game is bugged. It never seems to actually heal me like it's supposed to. Or maybe it's just so minor that it doesn't really matter. Is that calibrated rattler? That's potentially really good. Same crap, I don't need it. A little confused as to why this is clearly a private bathroom. And it's just massive and there's no shower in it still. By now I assume Sarah has killed everything. Let's try our new gun out. If there's anything left to kill. Key. Oh boy. Security door. Oh, I forgot to hotkey that thing. Alright, switch weapons then.
We're all worked up for nothing.
Took some damage. That doesn't happen too often. I need to upgrade my shotgun. This thing's not very good. Carried me for a while, and it's fallen off hard. Ooh, I got an extra shot out of that. Just think this is the best gunplay Bethesda's ever had in a game.
Forget this. I'm blind. Still coming at you.
When people go down like that, there's not any options. Like you still just kill them. So I don't know why that happens. Unlock office door. Open storage room. Decent weaponry. There's some pirates around, okay. Back to this thing. Definitely some pirates around there, yeah. I think we found them. There's one. Enemies are very frequently slow to respond like that. Sealant I definitely need, because that's adhesive.
I could have sworn.
Thought you were fighting. Go fight.
We ain't done yet.
Oop. No. What the hell?
I'm in over my head.
I don't stock up on junk.
Chastises me when I loot things. And then also when I don't loot everything. Which is it? Oh, there was stairs to get up here. Okay. Too many toxins. I don't need any more. No. Good then. Oh, can we get cybernetics in this game? That'd be cool. So we do need this to see if there's anything in here worth looting. There's not. I totally forgot one. Which is crazy, because I need to loot these for the quest, or the skill. Okay, don't do drugs, because you can get addicted. Wait, what? What did I open then, if not that? Too much ups now. Super secret other way. Being very stealthy right now. What the heck? How did you get up here? Never mind, alright. This thing's basically unmodified. Some of the old Earth weapons are really fun, but they're super rare. What's the point of locking this if I could just get to it from several other ways?
Something's out there.
Go deal with it then. Go on. Anything cool in here? It's like I can loot containers, but I can't open anything. Last guy's in here, I think. I'm not sure if armor is just broken or I don't understand it, but I've noticed that it seems to recover instantly on some enemies, which is really frustrating. Like that guy. I think it happened before in the boss upstairs too. Seaweed snacks. Reams of paper. Credits. Often just leave money sitting around. Some of the stuff I can make for my base requires hundreds of adaptive frames. Literally hundreds. I can make them myself, but that would require interacting with more menus. That seems potentially...
Where did you learn to pick? You know what? On second thought, I don't want to know.
Drum beat's pretty good. But I want one with modifiers. Shielded lab outfits. More adhesives. Get out of the way. I like Vosco, but he was a huge pain because you couldn't push him out of the way like you can with the humans. Did I choose unwisely? Ooh, another 1911. Older weapons are worth a ton of money, too. So any point of interest is basically like a dungeon in Skyrim, and you'll know when you finished it because you'll get the big crate like this that has a ton of loot in it. Oh, exterminator on a shotgun. Yeah. Not that we fight that many aliens. When we do, we're gonna kill them. So I got keys to open something. Like I used the computer up there and it opened... I picked the option to open some other doors, but I haven't found where those doors are. What did it actually open? It wasn't anything out there, and definitely wasn't anything in there. Maybe it just bugged out. It would not be the first time. Because, yeah, that just led us back to the main room. Alright, we did it! We cleared the biotics lab. Oh, we did.
Might as well take what we can.
Way ahead of you. Believe that's it for here, though, isn't it? So there's cool stuff on the roof, and there usually isn't. Some more laser cartridges. Let's hijack a ship. Use a real gun for this. Melee combat in this is terrible. There's perks to boost your unarmed damage, and there's no like fist weapons, so it's literally just your punching, which is awful. You basically can't kill anything with it, even with that perk maxed out. I don't understand what they were thinking. Unless I haven't found unarmed weapons yet, but after 30 hours, you think I would have. Water. So we have to scan all the resources on the planet. Oh, there's stuff right in front of us. To get it to count as being surveyed. And once you survey a planet, then you get... it's like a little tablet of the survey data, and it sells for a ton of money. We can hijack ships, though. That's something you can do in this game. It's Crimson Fleet. Okay, even better. So we don't even have to feel guilty. I was gonna say, sometimes when you go to a ship, it's like a civilian, and then you're just kind of an asshole if you steal it. Not here.
Please lift off when you are, Captain.
You still have to finish stealing the ship, Sarah. We can't do anything yet. Ladders in this game are also terrible. You have to do this full animation the whole time. And if the ship takes off while you're doing this, you get interrupted in the animation and have to do it over again. Oh, they're stealing styrofoam.
What? Idiot!
My boat now. There's a fleet pirate. Or pilot. Not anymore. They probably have contraband. Now I do.
I have something for you.
Okay, Barrett, now's not the time. Sometimes your companions will have items for you,
Hell of a view from here.
and it's, like, basically nothing. So I have a new ship. It's not particularly good. It's way over cargo capacity, so I don't think I'll be able to jump. What is that at the front, then? Ship has terrible stats. We have hold. So whenever you commandeer a ship like this, you immediately get all of the stuff that was in the hold. And sometimes it's just like a bunch of random crap. And you get every miscellaneous item that was just on the ship. So that entire wall of styrofoam containers, yeah, you better believe we have those now. Yeah. At one point I stole a ship, and then the contents just go into your generic cargo, which then transfers between ships. So I got back in the Frontier, and then I had triple my cargo capacity, and I couldn't figure out why. And so then I went to a vendor, and I had 300 kilograms of milk because a ship I had stolen had 300 kilograms of milk in it. And then I did. Alright, so I don't know what I can do with this now. There's no... The one downside of this system is there's nothing here. There's no people. Is it gonna let me jump even though I'm way over capacity? Okay, apparently it will. If you land directly on planets, you can bypass the check for contraband, which completely defeats the purpose of it.
Got anything I can help you with? Sure, have at it.
So now that I have this ship, to do anything with it, I have to register it, which costs 80% of the value of the ship. And then I can sell it for its full value. So stealing this ship has netted me only 1,000 credits in the end, once I sell it for this amount. Okay, we're gonna make the Wonderwall our home ship again.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
Then, of course, selling ships is in a completely different menu, because why wouldn't it be? See all the ones he has for sale. There's some very cool ships in this game, and there's some cool stuff you can do with the ship builder. But again, it seems like kind of an endgame thing when you have a ton of money. Like that red and white, that's slick. It's also 265,000 credits. And obviously we don't want to sell our main ship or the Frontier. Sell this piece of crap. All that work for 1,000 credits. And then it gets better, because now I have to deal with the fact that my inventory is full of shit. Right, some of the things that I have are stolen. So I'm going to have to deal with that as well. Too many cubes again. Gotta keep one though, just in case. So this is also potentially selling the random crap that is on my ship because it got mixed into here. The system is terrible and it doesn't make any sense. Keep Wilby there just in case. No, just... What are these notepads I have now? Very useful. Boy, our cup runneth over. We just got so much cool stuff. And then sometimes if you travel again, some of these things will show up again. They just disappear or reappear in your inventory. It's like magic. I cleared my inventory out of the succulents and now I have them again. I need like 3 rolls of toilet paper. That should be fine. Tape, not a real adhesive. Wire spools, not the other type of wire that you need. There's some armor for you. Keeping those, keeping those. Did I get that? Oh, it must have just been something that they owned. Or it was on one of their bodies, rather. Okay, I don't need it. Don't need that either. I don't know why I still have that. And now they don't have enough credits for me to actually find another vendor. an elevator around here somewhere to go... There it is. To go down to the well. There's another vendor down there that'll buy anything. I one time got around the contraband scanner by just having... I stole a ship and it was full of contraband, so I took it all out of the cargo bay and then put it on the dead body that was still in the ship, and it passed inspection. And I made like 50,000 credits from that.
Be careful if you run into those ecliptic jerks. They fly around like they own the settled systems, and they like to use old, abandoned facilities as outposts.
If there's something you need, you won't find a better...
Okay, so I need to sell... Or no, this is the buy menu. Let's see. I already have an older with pistols, so I don't need that. 88 damage. Oh, it takes 12 gauge rounds. That, and I have like none of them. She has a ton of money. Okay, we can sell a bunch of crap here. Spacesuits. The Varun spacesuits are really good, but the stats on mine are too nice to pass up. It's not like I take damage anyways. There's a look for you. Eh. See, I can sell my survey data and get some money for that. Keep that, it's pretty good. This is pretty good too. Why did I keep that? It's pointless. Very good. Hang on to that just in case. It's random books. So you can see these were found in the Frontier the first time you get on it, and they've duplicated themselves multiple times now. Earth survey data. I'm keeping the survey data for now, though, because I think there's somebody else who takes it as well. Bunch of these random notes that are pointless. I don't understand these magazines because you don't like read them like you did in Fallout. They just go straight in your inventory, so I'm not sure if I just have these buffs or if I have to keep them to have these buffs. So I'm just gonna keep them for now. They don't weigh anything, so. Okay. Anything else we can get rid of here? Fire extinguishers weigh a lot. There's no fires in space. Just open the window, it'll solve itself pretty quick. This was a quest item. I don't know what it's doing there now. Ooh, that succulent weighs way more than the rest. We got more toilet paper back. Multiplies sometimes. Okay, always need those. Do you have med packs? Yeah. Guns you got? That's pretty good. So in addition to just not wanting to use regular guns because they don't have modifiers, they also just get replaced. Like, some of these guns are just straight up that they're the same ammo type but better of things that I found before. Like, once you start getting good Orions, you would never use an Equinox ever again. Which seems odd.
The Trade Authority appreciates your visit. Okay, hello.
Something to report?
Alright, so... What else? What else? Closed? Nah.
It's a quaint shop, isn't it? I like it here.
No lawyering, okay? You see something you like, just say the word.
What do you got? Solar Frontiers, the game. Just always need more digipicks. I feel like I need a lot of zero wires as well.
Stop by anytime.
So... no surface map in here. Let's go back to our ship. Get rid of all of our crap. Or put all of our crap in our ship, rather. Assuming we have the space for it.
Sorry, I was lost in the memory for a moment there. How can I help?
Stop using my espresso machine. Oh, you restocked it though. Never mind, you're good, Barrett. I like that I have windows, but I hate that they got rid of the cool stuff that was in this room. She's just watching her picture frame, okay.
Do you need something?
I do like that all of the companions are like older adults. Like Sam has kids and stuff. And like Sarah is middle-aged, if not older. Based on her career trajectory, like she tells you about, she might even be in her 50s. And I like that. I like that it's like actual mature adults as your companions. Because I'm too used to playing like JRPGs and stuff where it's like, oh, you're over the age of 24, ancient, you might as well be dead. It's refreshing. Okay, we have 800 crap that we can put in here. Should I take this over the shotgun? I have so many shotgun rounds, though. Put that on the ship. Take the digipicks out of the ship, because I don't know why they were there. Sorry, what else do I need? Oh, it did that again, where it doubled up. 25 pounds of Superfood paste again. It did that. Forgot to sell that. That's the thing that I forgot to look at. Some credits in here randomly. I wish there was just a unified inventory system. I know it wouldn't be realistic, but it's really frustrating that some stuff is shared, some stuff isn't. There's times when you're on planets, like on New Atlantis, I can just, like if you're at a port, you can get all of the crap out of your ship storage from anywhere on that planet. It doesn't matter. But then other times you can't, and it's not consistent, and it's really frustrating. I think that's everything there. Yeah. We'll hang on to this for a little bit longer. I'm pretty close to a level. Okay. I had a quest that I was attempting. But I think we'll leave it there, though. Saw a little bit more of kind of everything in the game. I am still enjoying aspects of this. There's cool things here. It's bogged down by just some... The UI is terrible. And the repeated content, I've already kind of gotten tired of, you know, some of the infinite nature of it. I think this would have been an equally good of a game had they just done like a handful of systems, like star systems, with more handcrafted content on them, and then another couple systems that were just completely procedurally generated. Like there's nothing there, you make your own fun, whatever. That would have been way better, because this, damn it. See, if you hit tab too fast, then it screws up. Look at this. There's all of these are full star systems with stuff in them. And it's mostly going to be procedurally generated crap. And it's going to be boring, and it's going to be those same tile sets repeated, just with, you know, oh, is it going to be spacers or pirates at them? Doesn't matter, I'm just going to murder them all anyways and then get the loot and run away. There's cool stuff here, and you can definitely make your own fun with it, which is what I've been doing. I'm just kind of traveling around, surveying planets, seeing some of the wacky things, and, you know, doing quests as I find them. But the systems are not deep enough to give the staying power, and having to do everything through the incredibly clunky UI makes it terrible. I'm terrified of the thought that Bethesda is waiting on either they're going to release fixes or paid content that's going to fix some of the issues, or they're going to do paid mods again. Because I can already see there's some mods coming out already that are fixing some of the core issues in this game, which is embarrassing because it's less than a week old, that other people have figured it out. I think they're going to do paid mods again, and I think it's going to suck. The cynic in me says that's part of why some of these systems are as terrible as they are, because they're going to nickel and dime you to fix them. I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't know that I will be. We'll probably do this one more time once I've finished the main campaign and some other stuff, and give a final review based on that. But yeah, the people dogpiling the reviewers who gave this a 7. No, there's some serious issues in this game. Again, if all you want is just pure raw content, sure, this is an amazing game for you. If you care about the quality of that content, though, and the ease of getting to it, and lack of jank and things, this isn't it. I think it will be at some point, again, with mods, but there's a lot of rough stuff here as it is. But I'm still having some fun with it, in spite of all that. But not as much fun as I would have liked. Anyway, whether you're here live or you watch this later on down the road, I hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, have a good one.